the nation's commercial capital. This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, PDP continues conduct of party primaries, holds governorship today across the states. Nigerian Air Force frees aircraft laden with ammunition at Kano Airport 24 hours after French government claimed ownership of the goods. Former Head of State General Muhammadu Buhari speaks on Muslim presidential ticket, also faults federal government's approach on war against terror. And Ugandan maid admits torturing teenager faces as much as 15 years imprisonment.
On business news, the naira weakens against the dollar by 2.2% to 184 naira.
And on sports news tonight, in the UEFA Champions League, Arsenal are aiming to dislodge leaders Borussia Dortmund from first place in Group D.
It's been a day of drama here, upsets there and unexpected winners in the PDP primaries, beginning with Adamawa, where the former anti-corruption czar Nuhu Ribadu picked the ticket after a keenly contested primaries, which had the governor of the state, Bala Ingilari, contesting. In Akwa Ibom, a new entrant into politics, Mr. Emmanuel Udom, was declared the winner. Professor Ben Anyare won in Cross River State with 752 votes, leaving only 30 votes for the rest of the candidates to share. He was a serving senator representing Cross River North Senatorial District. In Abia, Dr. Okeze Ikwazu was declared winner. He was a former official of the Abia State Deputy Environmental Protection Agency, and he pulled 480 votes to beat about 5 other candidates. The situation in Oyo State saw the former Senate leader, Teslim Folari, emerge as the winner, but some aspirants boycotted the event. And in Kwara State, the election there was inconclusive following the violence that erupted during the exercise. Now, the Chief of Staff, that's of the Government House, Mr. Umar Nasako, picked the ticket in Niger State, polling 908 votes out of the 1,023 votes cast. Over in Enugu, 2 parallel primaries held. The first took place along New Haven Avenue, where Senator Ayogu Eze emerged the winner. And the other took place at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Sports Stadium, and Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi picked the ticket. And then in Delta State, there was a dramatic twist as Senator Ifeanyi Okowa emerged the candidate, beating over 14 others. Now, these results did not come without violence in some places, including Lagos and Kwara, which we've just talked about, where tear gas and gunshots were fired to disperse the unruly crowd. Well, those are the raw results, but we do have details about how these candidates emerged across the state. Here's our correspondent, Olu Phillips, with the report.
Not many saw it coming, but the results of the PDP governorship primaries is producing upsets and victories for new entrants. In Rivers State, Yesowike sailed home comfortably as he met the party's flag bearer ahead of 17 aggrieved aspirants who boycotted the primaries.
It is unique and special that you have found us morning to be entrusted with the enormous responsibility of flying the flag of the party by electing me governorship candidate in the 2015 election in Rivers State.
Of 18 aspirants committed to charting a new course for our party and perhaps even more importantly for our state. So let me just say that despite the dark clouds which hang over our state today, we believe firmly that the future is bright for our state. Like the sun that is shining now tells us.
From the chief southern state, Niger, a former chief of staff, Umar Nasco, will flag the party's flag in 2015 elections, pulling a total of 908 votes from 1,023 votes cast. Enugu elections took a dramatic turn, with 2 parallel primaries being conducted. At the Heaven Avenue venue of one of the primaries, Senator Ayagoze has a mandate, while House of Representative member Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi is leading in counts as the other flag bearer.
Have come together in their own self-volition without any compulsion and have vested their confidence in me, along with some other statutory delegates who are also here. I want to thank you for this honor and give you my word that I'm going to take Enugu State to the next level.
In Delta State, the conduct has been peaceful and the direction of events is getting clearer by the seconds, where there are 1,105 delegates and 25 aspirants. In the Southeast Zone, Abia precisely, Dr. Okeze Ikpazo is home and dry with 480 votes ahead of candidates including a former ambassador to South Africa, Oke Emuche, who had just 3 votes. Back southwest, Teslim Folari, a former Senate leader, has emerged for Oyo State. A former Governor Alawa Akala has boycotted the primaries, perhaps laying to rest speculations of a possible return. The upsets and triumph for many observers is just an indication of a mixed bag of faces that may adorn the various seats of governance come next year. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
All right, as you can see there, we're staying with the results of the PDP primaries. Over in Akwa Ibom State, a massive crowd of delegates gathered at the state's international stadium to elect the governorship candidate that would stand for the 2015 elections in the state. At the end of the exercise, transmitted live on national television, Mr. Udom Emmanuel was elected as the candidate of the party. And in his acceptance speech, he thanked the delegates for giving him an opportunity to contest.
Ete Opolum 2 votes, Insima Ekere 2 votes, Udom Emmanuel 38 votes. Today, impossible is not the declaration. Impossible is a day. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing. So today, we stand just to say, by the grace of God, nothing is impossible. We stand today to appreciate Akwa Ibom State, who had turned out under this freest election of the gubernatorial primaries that we've ever witnessed. What a free and fair and peaceful conduct of this election. I assure the PDP that with the victory of Udom Emmanuel as the gubernatorial candidate of our party, the 2015 election is assured. PDP will sweep Akwa Ibom State more than 99%. More than 99%. We assure Mr. President that we will give him the same votes and even more than what we gave him in 2011. President Goodluck Jonathan will be returned totally almost unopposed in Akwa Ibom State. Unopposed in Akwa Ibom State. I believe strongly that with the transparency seen in this process today, that peace has returned totally to the party in Akwa Ibom State.
All right, now back here in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, reports say sporadic gunshots and tear gas were fired to disperse the crowd that was becoming unruly, having waited for several hours at the venue for the process to get underway. Our political correspondent, Sheung Okimbaloye, is on the ground there, and let's see how the process is going. Sheung?
Hey, Jama, thank you so much. Well, voting has ended here at Yard 158. PDP Lagos Primaries is taking place. Right above my shoulder here is the counting process that is ongoing. Something interesting just happened now. 806 delegates were announced earlier, but after the counting, 873 was announced. Well, some of the explanation that we are getting is that some lawful delegates that were not expected to appear here eventually came, and that's why we see the little difference that we've seen between 806 and 873 delegates. But above all, it's been a very peaceful one, though it started rather late. But all the 20 local government, they voted right on time. It went fast. In about 3.5 hours, the voting took place. All the delegates are out of this place now. And just by my right here are the 5 aspirants. One of them supposed to be 6 of them, but the only female aspirant, Dr. Chukwuneke, at the voting started. So we still have the 5 aspirants, farmers, Senator of course, we have Mr. Adegbola Dominic, who also stepped down before this process all started. But all of them are here and are waiting for the counting and eventually the announcement of the result. Of course, we'll be on ground to give you details of how it's gone down here, Event Center, where the Lagos PDP primaries is taking place. It's back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Shehu. Do keep your eye on that and let us know the results as soon as you have them. Our political correspondent there, Shehu Okimbaloye, on the ground at the Lagos PDP primaries. And what he showed us so far is that voting has ended. Counting is on at the moment. There's a bit of discrepancy with the figure there, with 806 delegates announced initially, only to find 873 announced afterwards. Apart from that, it was relatively peaceful, it was calm, and everyone is waiting for the outcome of that particular election. And so are we, and when we know, you will also. In the meantime, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, has called on traditional rulers to educate politicians and voters in their communities on the need for peaceful 2015 polls. At a meeting with the monarchs in Abuja, Professor Jega gave the assurance that the Commission is doing all it can to reduce the apprehension and ensure peaceful elections next year. He, however, pointed out that the political atmosphere has become charged with some prominent politicians making statements that could undermine the peaceful conduct of the polls.
Barely 2 months to the general elections, the greatest concern for INEC is obviously how the polls will be conducted peacefully across the country. INEC seeks the support of royal fathers to moderate their conduct and that of their supporters for peaceful elections.
Your positions of eminence, great respect and influence could be very instrumental in ensuring moderation by political players and consequently in creating a peaceful environment for the elections.
As the custodians of our moral values, we also wish to partner with you in finding solutions to the recurring incidents of electoral violence in Nigeria.
According to Professor Jega, previous polls conducted reveal how traditional rulers influence their subjects during elections. Participants at this forum hope to join forces to actualize the desire of INEC for peaceful elections next year.
This task is very enormous and it requires participation of every individual in this country. We are going to reach Akwa to our teaming youth and especially their parents, because we start with the parent to talk to their children and worse. So we understand that if we are able to get the cooperation of the parent, I think it will go down in helping reducing the whole problem. We as traditional rulers, we are very close to the grassroots. We interact with people every day. We don't function does not stop at official duties. We have no official duties. We go into their private lives.
when there is a conflict between the families, they come and then we settle them, apart from the general administrative work. So we interact with the people.
This is just one of several similar forums organized by INEC to engage stakeholders ahead of the elections. The objective is to enlist the support of all for a free, fair and peaceful election in 2015.
In part 2, after the break, the President commends the armed forces for gallant efforts in the fight against terror. That's in a moment. Do join us again.